Yo, what's up, Cancer? Welcome to your monthly forecast for the month of June 2016. Cancer, for the majority of the month of June, you are going to be highly introspective. And the reason why that is because the sun is going to be transiting the sign of Gemini until June 20th. And Gemini is your 12th house. The 12th house has to do with introspection. The 12th house has to do with self-contemplation. The 12th house has to do with things coming to a completion, finalization, and it even has to do with letting go. So up until June 20th, these are going to be themes in your life. After June 20th or on June 20th, the sun is going to be shifting into your sign. So that's going to be your solar new year. So that's your sign, Cancer. So that's when new beginnings will start for you. So my advice to you, Cancer, is throughout the majority of the month of June and up until June 20th, whatever baggage in your life, whatever you don't want to bring with you into your solar new year, start letting go now. So those are the primary themes for the month of June 2016 for you, Cancer. Now I'm going to talk about some more specific major astrological events that are set to occur for the month of June and what they mean for you. On June 4th, right off the bat, there's a new moon in Gemini. So once again, Gemini being this 12th house area, the 12th house has to do with things coming to a completion, things coming to a finalization. It's about letting go. It's about things that are hidden and secret. So there's going to be a lot of new stuff occurring regarding these areas in the next 6 months of your life. There's going to be some hidden and secret things that are going to be building in the next 6 months of your life. I mean, maybe there's aspects of your life that only you know about, or only you and a select few, or you and maybe one other person know about, and this is going to be developing for the next 6 months of your life. Also, things are going to be coming to a completion, and things are going to be coming to a finalization in the next 6 months of your life. And also, like I said, this 12th house area is about, it's the sign of Gemini where this new moon is occurring. That's your 12th house, and it's also about letting go. So, over this next 6 months, if there's something that you need to let go, this is going to be the time to do it. On June 6th, the sun is in the sign of Gemini, making a conjunction to Venus, the planet of love, also in Gemini. So the sun and Venus, the planet of love, are aligning in this 12th house area. And like I said, this is Gemini for you is your 12th house, and this has to do with things that are private and hidden and secret. And Venus is the planet of love. So on June 6th, it sounds like you may be enjoying some sort of secret romantic encounter. So I don't know if you're having an affair or something, or maybe there's a romantic relationship in your life that you keep private. Maybe there's for some reason you don't want anybody to know about this romantic situation that's happening in your life. But you're definitely, whatever it is, you're definitely enjoying a romantic situation that's hidden in private on June 6th. That you may be the only person, or you and the person that's involved may be the only people that know about it, or maybe you, the person involved, and a select few. But whatever it is, it's being illuminated on June 6th. On June 9th, Mercury, the planet of communication, is in Taurus, and Taurus is your 11th house, and that has to do with your friendships and your social situation. And it's actually making a challenging aspect to Mars, which is in Scorpio, and Scorpio is your 5th house, and that has to do with your romantic situation primarily. So what does this suggest on June 9th? Well, it sounds like there's kind of a tug of war going on between your friendships and your romantic life. So, because Mercury is in Taurus on one end of the sky, and Mars is in Scorpio on the other end of the sky, and they're making exact opposition to each other. So, they're facing off. So what does it suggest? I mean, Mercury is the planet of communication in your area of friendships, and your friends are probably like, yo, Cancer, come hang out with us. And then on the other end of the sky, Mars is there in your romantic situation, and Mars is also the planet of sex too. So whatever's happening in your romantic situation during that time is probably pretty passionate. So whoever's in your romantic situation is like, no, come hang out with me. So your friends in your social situation are like, yo, Cancer, come hang out with us. And then whoever you're involved with romantically is like, no, come hang out with me. That may be what you're experiencing on June 9th. Either that, or it's maybe your friends don't like your romantic partner, or vice versa. Maybe whoever you're involved with romantically doesn't like whoever you're involved with from a friendship perspective. On June 12th, Venus, the planet of love, once again in this hidden area, Gemini, your 12th house, is making a positive angle to the planet Uranus, which is in Aries, and Aries is your 10th house of career. So what does this suggest? I mean, this could suggest that there's some kind of positive connection between, maybe a romantic situation that you're involved with somebody you work with. If it's not somebody that you work with directly, maybe it's somebody that you work with who you know this person through somebody you work with. Or if they're not involved in your career directly, they may actually work just in the same industry as you. Like, for example, maybe if you are in auto insurance and this other person may be in auto finance, so the other person may not necessarily be in auto insurance, but they're in a career that has something to do with cars. So it looks like whatever's happening on June 12th, there's a positive connection. It's a romantic connection. And it's happening with either somebody you work with or somebody who works in an industry that's related to yours. So remember that one on June 12th. On June 13th, Neptune, the planet of dreams, begins its retrograde cycle, and it lasts until November 19th. So Neptune's going to be going retrograde in Pisces for a long time, from June 13th to November 19th. And Pisces is your 9th house, and that has to do with faraway travel. So you may revisit a place that you've been to before that's a faraway place. If that's not the case, you may be involved with somebody who is from a faraway place. You may used to be involved with somebody who's from a faraway place, and between June 13th and November 19th, they may reappear into your life. This aspect also has to do with spirituality. So when a planet goes retrograde, it shakes off old processes. So whatever old, outdated beliefs you've had regarding your spirituality, whether it doesn't matter, what kind of spiritual person you are. If it's, maybe you're into organized religion. If you're not, maybe you're into an alternative subject such as astrology, for example. Whatever's happening during this time, you're shaking off old beliefs during your regarding your spirituality between June 13th and November 19th, while Pisces is in retrograde in that area. On June 17th, Saturn, the planet of restriction, is in Sagittarius, and it's making a challenging aspect to Neptune, which is in Pisces, that 9th house of faraway travel. It sounds like here, because Sagittarius is your 6th house, that has to do with your daily life, your work, and your health. It's making a challenging aspect to Neptune, which is in the area that has to do with faraway travel. So it sounds like you want to go somewhere far away, or maybe you even want to be with someone who's from a faraway place on June 17th. And your daily life, your work, and maybe even your health are inhibiting you from doing so. On June 20th, there's a full moon in Sagittarius. Once again, Sagittarius being that area that has to do, it's your 6th house. It has to do with your daily life, your work, and your health. So this just means changes in these areas coming down the pike, Cancer. So if you're in a current work situation, your work situation may change. You're all of a sudden in one position in your workplace, and now all of a sudden you're doing another role in your job. It could also mean that you're just going to change companies altogether. So this definitely suggests changes in your work environment. It suggests changes in your daily life. If you always take a certain way to work every day, maybe that'll change. Different things about your daily life. Think about what you do in your daily life every day. That pattern may change. And it also has to do with your health too. So if you've been neglecting, like a hurt shoulder, or you've been neglecting something regarding your health, this full moon could really bring this problem to your attention on June 20th. On June 27th, Venus, the planet of love, is now in your sign. So it actually switched signs on the 17th. It came out of your 12th house of hidden place. It came out of your 12th house, which is that area that has to do with stuff that is hidden and secret, and it moved into your sign. So on June 17th, once it moves into your sign, you have Venus in your sign, which is really going to make you magnetic. People are really going to have their eye on you after June 17th from a romantic perspective. And on June 27th, Venus is there in your sign, and it's making a positive angle to Neptune, which is in Pisces. Pisces is that area that has to do with faraway travel, so it suggests maybe you could be going somewhere far away with a romantic interest on maybe like a vacation of some sort. Either that or you're romantically involved with someone who is from far away. On June 29th, Mars, the power planet, is finally going direct in Scorpio, and Scorpio is your 5th house of romance, and Mars has been going retrograde back. Well, everyone thinks retrograde is backwards. It just looks like it's going backwards, but it's really not. But what does it mean astrologically? Mars has been retrograde in Scorpio since the end of May, and during this time, maybe from the end of May all the way until June 29th, when it starts to go forward again, maybe you revisited a romantic situation that happened in the past, but maybe it happened recently, or it could be with someone that you were romantically involved with several years ago. So whatever the situation is for you, Cancer, I mean, it's different, probably different for every Cancer. Not every one Cancer is the same, but whatever's happening romantically after Mars goes direct, it sounds like you were involved with that person, and then now Mars is going direct in this area of your romantic life on June 29th. So it sounds like you may be bringing this person into the future with you. That's definitely a possibility. If you're single, Cancer, and you're not seeing anybody, then it sounds like there could be a new romantic interest that could appear at this time, but it's different for every Cancer. And I think that's all I have for you this month, Cancer. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. Enjoy the month of June, and I'll see you next time.